Hey guys, welcome back to The Practical Place. In our previous video, we explored Excel functions and formulas. Today, we are going to be focusing on data entry and management, an essential skill for keeping your Excel workbooks organized and efficient. Let's get started. Okay, so now I have an Excel workbook open with some dummy data in here. We have some orders from some customers, and so we need to fill this table in and complete it for our boss. And so what I'm gonna teach you today is a few basic tools with Excel that are gonna help you streamline your processes if you're doing things in a pretty manual way right now. And so what we're gonna work on is some of the copy and paste shortcuts, the autofill shortcut. We're gonna look at a way you can turn your table and have Excel turn it into a table for you automatically with filters and ways to sort in a very quick and effective way. So the first thing we're going to do is copy and paste. Let's say I have this total column here where I need to put in the total price of each order from each customer, and I have that information sent to me from another source, and I need to quickly put that into this column. This is only 7 line items here, but imagine if I had 100 line items. Manually typing this one by one would be able to get done, but not in a very efficient way, right? And so what we want to do is we want to learn how to streamline and optimize our processes. So what we would do in a case like this is we would take our data, we would select all the data that we need to enter into our table, and we can copy it one of two ways. We can select our data, we can right click it, and we can select copy. And as you can see, Excel has copied that into your clipboard. And now I can come over to my total column that I need to put it in, right click, and I can select paste here. So I'm just pasting the values. I'm not bringing the formatting over. I'm just pasting the values. So that works, right? Another way you can do this is just using your keyboard shortcut. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to select my data here and control copy. And a pro tip is if you want to select a data set or an entire column of data, so you can select your data from the top or the bottom, and you can control shift. So I'm going to select control shift, hit the down arrow. It selects every row of data in this column that I need to copy. So the copy shortcut is going to be control C. So I'm going to escape out of this so you can see that it's not copied anymore. I'm going to select the top of my data, control shift down, select all of it, control C, and it's copied it now into my clipboard. And I'm going to come over to the column I need to paste it in, and I'm going to select the top one, control V to paste the values into my table. Now, like I said, it's only 7 line items. Imagine if this was 100 or 1,000, this would be a really quick way to do that. So let's get rid of this data now. I don't need that anymore. I've been able to do that. So that's the copy and paste shortcuts on your keyboard to help streamline that workflow. Now we're going to use the autofill tool here. So what you can do is in this column, I need to update the status of each order. I know all of these have been paid, and so I need to fill that in. So one way you could do that is manually select the first cell and type in paid, and then go to the next one and type paid. It'll autofill the word, so you can do it that way. Now imagine, like I said, you have 100 line items. That would take a long time, right? So I'm going to delete that. So a quick way to do this is type in your first set of information there is paid. So we're going to use the autofill tool. Like I said, we're going to go to the bottom right of that cell we just filled in. We can do this one of two ways. We can click and drag it all the way down to where you need to drop all that information in. You let it go and it autofilled. Now that's very quick. If you have 100 line items, you need to do that too. Another way that I typically do it, I'm going to get rid of all that. Another way that I typically do it is I select that first row of information I just put in, and I'm going to go to the bottom right of that cell, double click, and it's going to fill everything in. So I don't have to click and drag. And if it goes below the fold of my screen, then it's going to have to keep going until I get to the end. I just double click and it fills everything in, assuming all that information is the same. Now you can try and test this with other data sets or information. If you have numbers, it'll do it in sequential order. So if you have 1 and 2 and you double click, it'll fill out 3, 4 all the way to the rest of your table. But that's a quick way to streamline your process there. So the last thing I want to do is I want to jump into how Excel can turn your table in a formatted table to where it has filters and you can sort your information to your liking, or if you want to look at specific types of orders or however your data is, it'll help you do that in a really quick way. The way you can do that is you select your data set, your set of information. You're going to come up to the insert tab and you're going to select table, and it's going to ask you what is the data you need for your table. It's already chosen everything that I've selected, and so yes, and I want to check the box that my table has a header because I put headers here to organize my columns. So I'm going to select OK, and as you can see, and let me go ahead and format this to where everything is showing. Okay, so as you can see, it's added a filter button on every column here, right? So let's just say I want to find all the orders from widget A. So I'm going to select this filter here, and I'm going to come down here and I'm going to just select the widget A button. And now it gives me all the information of widget A. It'll filter out all the other orders and only show me what's in widget A. Now, if you want to go back, you can clear filters right here and it'll show you everything again. Let's say I just want to do it from the newest to the oldest date. I can do that as well. And you can play around with the data to whatever fits you and your business. And that is how you turn your data into a table. Well guys, that's going to conclude our session today on data entry and management. Today we've covered a couple of helpful techniques for you to use whenever you're working with your data or information in your business. Things like copy and paste shortcuts, autofill tools, as well as having Excel format your data into a table. If you missed part 2 of this series, go ahead and click here and you'll be able to watch that. And if you missed part 1 of this series, go ahead and click here and you can watch that as well. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and give us a comment on any information that you would like to know more about regarding Excel or project management. Until next time, thank you for visiting The Practical Place, where project management meets real life. We'll see you on the next video.